Right, shall we? Let's do it. Clicky buttons, shut things down. There we go. Good evening, welcome. It's been 8 weeks since my last confession. Thank you for being here for it. I think it has. It's been about 8 weeks since my last public live, if you like. As always, I apologise to any of my patrons that are here and are watching, because you're going to hear the same shit that you've heard before. Please remember, tone down the banter and the insults, because we're public, and I try to maintain a certain level of professionalism outside of Patreon. Nobody's buying that. Nobody's buying that at all. Right. What we're going to do tonight? Oh, there's lots of people here. Well, there's a few people here, but it's tea time. Is it tea time? No, it's 6:30. You should all have had your dinner in the UK. I will not go through all the names of all the people that are here, because the last thing you need to hear me doing is going, hello. Instead, I shall just say hello to everybody that's joined in. I appreciate you being here and taking time out your day to make me feel special. Right. This is just a quick catch up. It's all it is at the end of the day. It's just to show you what I have in just now, and what I've been vaping on. Maybe we'll go back and we'll have a quick look at what I've reviewed in the last few months, 2 months, what I've kept, what's gone, what I thought of everything after the event, and that kind of stuff. And as always, if you have any questions outside, what's my favourite RTA, what's my favourite e-liquid, and am I really that big? None of those will be, they'll just be ignored. I'm sorry. We have other vaping experts in chat that will handle those questions for you. Right. Oh, it's barely noon. Sorry, I will go off and I will look at chat. Archie, I hope Genesis Life is treating you well. I hope it is treating you well, and you have not had too many dry hits. It's yes. There's Mr. Jones, David Jones. My favourite ever Boromod is my Geppetto Giro. It's very pretty. Is that the one? I always thought it looked more like a left-handed mod. Correct me if I'm wrong. The firing button, I always thought it was more left-handed than right-handed. Not that there's anything wrong with being left-handed, weirdos. But yeah, tell me if I'm wrong. Time it's 5:30 AM in New Zealand. Bloody hell! Good morning. Would you like me to order you maybe a coffee from your local Starbucks? Yeah, else we got there. Right. Okay. So, have a drink of my. Don't ask what my pink stuff is, but apparently it's good for me. What is magnesium anyway? I don't know. Yeah, just drop me your address and your postcode, mate, and I'll go on Just Eat and I'll get a coffee to you. The no. Oh, Pete. Oh, Hemlin. Right in there, both barrels. Right, let's do this. We're going to start off with I'll tell you what. The Psycho RBA. I am still vaping away on this. The review went up, and thank you, Mum and Dad, for watching it. Nobody else did, but my Mum and Dad did. Thank you, guys. I really, if you didn't see the review, it's I did compare it a little bit flavour wise to the Alpha. I found it quite, yeah, it's as good as the Alpha flavour wise. but I really, really like it in dot mode. I think in dot mode, it's just, I find that with a lot of RBAs, just, I know you lose capacity in dot mode with a lot of RBAs, but I think there's just that little increase in flavour that just seems to hit the spot. And I don't know if you ever saw my unboxing for this one, my video for this. So happy Mondays. Watch the screen. I love the dot. I love the fact that I can put GIFs, or is it GIFs? It's GIFs. I love the fact I can put a GIF in a box. Anyway, that's Carrot Laboratories that I got the body from, which is excellent. So yes, Psycho RBA. That's been doing me proud. I've spoken about it. It's going to sit there now. Skyline is, yes, it's true. Skyline is one of my favourite RTAs. Archie, where did I send a claim for a new throat? David, yes, left-handed button in the Giro. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying. I always wondered that. And you're left-handed anyway. Weirdo. Oh, Mr. ST Vapes. How the hell are you doing? I actually watched your show yesterday. I watched it on replay because it was way past my bedtime and I couldn't stay up and watch. I see you guys are struggling to come up with things vape related to talk about. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. It's brutal. It really is brutal. But you did an excellent job. Unfortunately, I have no knives to show or no pew-pews. I could talk about drones. I have to get my drone back out. It's been ages since I've had my drone out. Anyway, right. Where did I get to in chat? Mrs. Mo. We are not worthy. We are not worthy. And Mr. Hughes ordered a Psycho. Good stuff. It was a good review. I like the idea now we're going to the multi-room, not just bar. Have you seen the mission? I saw Bogan put a review up for the Ark. I must admit I've not watched it because I can't understand the word the guy says. It's the Australian accent. I mean, if only it was clear and concise like a Scottish accent. But I'm just joking. I've not watched it yet. I will watch it though. I don't think I've got one coming in for review, to be honest. But if I do come across one, I'll pop a review up. Alex, how you doing, sir? Hope you're doing well. Oh my God. Sorry, I have to do this. He's just entered chat. This is the only e-liquid I vape. This is my all-day vape. This is Jedi's Punk RM's VC. It's a vanilla custard. It's a really, really good e-liquid, but it's made by a deviant. A total deviant, and you should avoid him at all costs. There we go. Sorry, that was a sponsored segment there. ST. Aye, anytime, buddy. Anytime. It's my favourite UK reviewer. Just so you know, there are other UK reviewers. Just in case you thought there was only one, there are other ones. I think Bogan counts as a UK reviewer. Is he UK? He lives in the UK now, so he must do. I'm not going to talk ill of Mo just because if he's not here, it's no fun taking the Michael, extracting the urine, taking the piss out of somebody if they're not there to hear it. There you go. So other things that I'll just quickly show you. This arrived today. It's I've not to do the review for another couple of weeks, I think it is. I don't think it's released for another couple of weeks, but it just came in. It is the thingamabobber, the Oxfa. V Prime 2. Is it the V Prime 2? Yes, it's written on. See, I love it when companies write things on devices, because for old men like me, it just means that I'm aware of what's going on. 6mm capacity, 3,300 milliamp hour battery in there, and it's 60 watts. And it's, I think this is primarily, I would say, very loose RDL. DL, it comes with a 0.4 and a 0.6. But that's all I'm going to say on it about it just now. And, oh, Mo's here. Hello, Mo. I was going to say nice things. I'm literally only at 23 watts in this thing. If I take the pod out and put it back in, it keeps it at 60 watts. Let's 1, 2, 3. Let's take the wattage. Right. It starts at 41 watts when you have it in boost mode. Beasties. Yeah, that works. Bloody hell, that works at double the wattage just nicely. I was saying, I showed this off to my patrons this afternoon. Flavour, 2 thumbs up. As far as I know, no word about an RBA. It would be great if they did, but I don't see anything on the board that would. I don't think it's got an RBA option or anything like that, which is a shame, because for geeks like, or hobbyists, you know, people that like rebuilding and RBAs, it would be great if they did. It really would be. But yeah, there'll be a review on this in September, some point. September. But I shall get some more juice through it. Oh, here we go. The Egyptian fraternity are they've just recognised one another, so they're going all la-di-da. There we go. And oh, Breeze Tones, hello sir. He's where have we got? That's a big battery. Hey, that's a nice bike. Right. Show you something shiny. Well, let's sorry. We'll not lie here. This is probably going to be the next thing for a review. Oh, Cluck and Bell. Oh, did it? Oh, hang on. This warrants investigation. Sorry. I'm Oxford. Oh no, that was the was that the original V Prime? Was that not a collaboration type thing? It wasn't just Oxford that did it, or am I barking up the wrong tree here? I'm just looking at the specs for the original one to see. I don't see in. Oh, I don't see anything about an RBA in their page. I believe you, but I remember Oxford did a pod with an RBA, but it was a collaboration thing. So the Alexa, that was it. The OG pods, I don't know. As far as I do know, they just state that it's the who'dumacallit pods, the Unitech pods. So if the original one took the Unitech pods, then technically should do. I honestly don't know. I never had the original one, so my knowledge on that is lacking. To be completely, I can make shit up, but you guys know better than me, so we'll leave it at that. Do you remember the 21st night? I'm not falling for it. Not falling for it. Right. This It's what we're going to have a quick look at. Now, this mod is a duo by If Mods out of China. It's up there with some of the prettiest mods that I own. That's Titanium and Juma, and I love this mod dearly. Now, If Mods did release this. There was a list that went up in the Facebook group, and they released it, and only X amount of people got it, and they'll never be made again. It's basically Ultim titanium deck, titanium drip tip. It's got all the. It's might be for you. It might not. It all depends on what you think of the styling. But air holes on the side there. It's a bottom fill. I'll cover everything in the review. Fully open, I get a nice restricted middle of the road, like a 2.5mm draw from it. But that's as loose as it goes. It's all downhill below that. And it was not cheap. It was very, very pricey because there was a limited amount of them made, and obviously machining titanium. Even the air pins are titanium as well. It's very la-di-da. I don't even think you'll not be able to buy them now. You'll not actually be able to buy them. It's second hand's the only way you'll get them. And I did say there's no point in sending one on for review because they're all sold. But Peter sent it on anyway, so the least I can do is show it off to you guys. But If Mods do the styling of the RTA is a Marmite thing, shall we say? I get that, but as far as for me, their mods are some of the prettiest mods in the market, and I've got 3 of them here. I love them dearly. They're very, very nice. It has has Jesus on it. I'm not opening that can of worms. No, see, I said to you, it's not Patreon. This is public. Please don't start. I know it's hard for you. But please don't start. Shower of bam pots. Oh my god, it's so hot in here. Right. The next thing to show you is a little bit of old and a little bit of new. It just so happens this is what I'm vaping on. So we'll start off with the tank, which is the SHU, SHU. It is an upcoming RTA. What I have here is a pre-production one for testing. Several people have this for testing, and we're all given back input, and it's from Konshu Yosef. And yeah, shut up, I'll just show you. Now, was it the Chevron? The Chevron was the name of the RTA that you did before. Actually, hang on, will this... Is daylight just going to work better with this? No, I'm even getting reflections on that. I'm really sorry about the lighting, but it's that time of night here where the light's just coming through the window. Excuse the drip tip. This is a dwarf direct lung drip tip, but this is the tank. It's a 23mm tank RTA, and this is the Chevron was geared for mouth to lung. This one is going to be geared more towards RDLDL. There's lots of things I could say about it right now, but I'm not going to, because I don't think it's fair to just... Let's just say it's an RDLDL tank, 23mm in diameter. This is holding about 3.7ml of juice. What I will say to you is that this is built. When I say that, it's chunky metal. It's not. It feels like an old school solid RTA, and I love it for that. It's got the usual 3-lock system, which I absolutely adore. The engraving, the etching might change. There's things that might change here, but I can tell you so far that it vapes extremely well, and I am thoroughly enjoying using it. So Konshu Tech, keep your eyes peeled. This will be coming very, very soon. And I'll have a review for the production one. There'll not be a review for this because things will be changing from this, but this is a pre-production one. The mod is, for those of you that remember, is an old school 26650 hydrogen by Elemental Mods. It's C-frames. I love C-frames were, for me, were one of the high points of the mod game. And for a little while there, 26650 batteries were a very, very popular option. And you used to get lots of 26650 mods. I'm not going to say that 3 times in a hurry. This has got an old Yeehee chip in it, or board, I should say. And I did a deal with young Archie, come on the Gilp, and yeah, I'm loving using it. I've forgotten how big the bloody things are. They really are monsters. I might see if I can 3D print myself. Like take one of the 18650 adapters and do a 3D print, expand it a bit, so that I can run this with 18650s. Or 21700s. That would be a better idea. Run it with a 21700. Why am I thinking 18650s? 21700 is going to go in there, no problem. Oh, there's a job for the weekend. There is a fair that's a job for when I've got some spare time. 21700 and an old 26650 C-frame. Anyway, let's have a vape of this. I am actually only at because weak lungs just now. I'm just at 24 watts. Yeah, Adam, I think it's definitely going to be a 21. I mean, yeah, I don't think Shadows. I don't think you're wrong on. Made a good 2650. It was the milliamp hour rating that was really the win on it. But the thing is, even with like that's a 0.35 ohm build at 24 watts. When I push the firing button on this, the sag on the button, you know, on Yeehee boards, you know how you get a live reading of the battery sag. Well, it basically it just dies. It looks like it's dying every time I take a fire on it. But yeah, 21700 adapter would be awesome for it. I must admit, I've not looked at any of Mooch's reports or whatnot for ages now. I've just been using Molly cells for so long. Put pennies in it until it makes connection with a small battery. What was oh god, the name of the mod's gone. Oh shit. Somebody old school remind me. It was from 14 years ago. It was a teardrop shape, I think. and the firing button was on the top, but it had a 5p inside it to help with the switch or the contact. Oh, that's going to so bug me now. Please, somebody remind me what it is. It was back in the old UK Vapor days. It was very, very popular. Very popular in the modding, you know, people that bought mods, not, you know. Anyway. $21,700 won't. No. Sorry, I understand what you're saying. 5mm too long. There may be some tweaking may be required. Just as an example, there is space for me to tweak the 510 up the top and down and there is space down the bottom. If you take a 21700, I know obviously, you know, the sizes and the way batteries work, but look at that. There is space in there. There is definitely space in there to make a 21700 work. I'm not saying it'll be easy, but it's doable. Hello, Mr. Childs. 3 really good new brands. Nemesis needed a small magnet on top. You can tell if somebody's come from the old days of vaping. Magnets. I still use. Yep. I keep my magnets from back in the days when we used to use them for batteries. It was a thing. It was a thing. But right. Oh, you got a kick. What was the two? Oh, there was a kick 1 and a kick 2. Was it 20 watts? What was the kick 2? Was it 25, 23? I'm sure it was about that. Can you guys remember? Remember the kick? The power module. But if you don't know, basically, you know, when we were all vaping on mech mods, there was a module that was released by Evolve, and basically it went in a mech, and it meant that you could turn your mech into a regulated mod. But everybody had them. Everybody had them many years ago. It's been a long time since I've seen one. Was that it? 10 watts? Holy shit. Was that all it was? And 2 was a 15. In my head it was 20. I remember, I don't know if you guys remember, El Cigart had a module. I reviewed it. Was it the Proteus? Something like that? Proteus something? The name rings a bell. And it screwed onto the top of your mech mod, went in between your ATI and your mech mod. It was a different kind of approach, but it was the same kind of thing as a kick. I think it was higher wattage than a kick. Fun times. Right. Moving on. This is really the last thing I've got to show you before I melt. Right. This came in the other day. This is a Monarchy. It is the OST, the old school tank. The R. What is going on with it? I picked a bad time of night to do like. Oh, that's slightly better. Now the OST's been out for a while. This is the OST-R. This is the latest rendition of it. I have never used an OST before. I've just, yeah, never ever used one. kind of smitten with this. It's very, 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 very good. Off the record, shall we say, in my humble opinion, I've reviewed a few things for Monarchy over the years, not for the past couple of years, and they did some good RTAs. They did a lot of pretty stuff. For me, a lot of the stuff looked better than it maybe performed, but some of the RTAs were very, very good. This is, in my opinion, so far, I've not tried different builds in it. With a 3mm earpin in it, my usual, I've got Grant's Vanilla Custard in it just now. It's superb. What a cracking vape from it. And also the fact that branding wise, and I know there's a lot of Monarchy fans that love their crowns over everything. I'm not a fan of that at all, I must admit. And this has no branding on it. There's no crowns and everything all over it. And I love it for it. It just looks like an old school tank. And it vapes really well. My Grant's Vanilla Custard is tasting expensive as always. It's like vaping pennies when you vape Grant's, because it's ridiculously expensive, but it tastes so good. I'll have a review for this in about a week or so. I want to put some other builds through it first, try it more with a mouth to lung and a fruit juice as well, because with my desserts my custards, it is excelling. So I'm wondering if it's going to be the same mouth to lung. We'll wait and see. Marcus, yeah, well, you never used to with the Monarchy gear. Listen, once again, this is just my opinion. I'm not a fan of crowns over everything. I like this because it doesn't have it. We've got David Crazy Drone. Hello. It needs more tilted crowns. Honestly, I had to get a nice mech mod over a crown RBA. It's funny, isn't it? There's there's a question for you. You know how things come and go in vaping? Squonkers came, went, came back again, went. I'm not sure if they've come back to anywhere like they were. You could say the same, and I wonder the same about mechs. There's always, like with Squonkers, there's always a die-hard audience for them. But I've seen more mainstream mechs, like with Bogan doing his mechs and whatnot, than I can remember seeing for a few years. I'm kind of out with the whole mech world, mech tubes these days. Even though I still love my mech, I have mech tubes and I still take them out for a spin every once in a while. But would you say are mechs more popular now than they have been, or am I just seeing things wrong? I suppose it all depends on what little worlds you move in, little communities and niches and things like that. The thing that's the strange thing about vaping is you can get very blinkered and tunnel vision. Sometimes I think that I see everything that's going on, and then you talk to somebody and they're getting Pinoy gear and all the rest of it, and you're like, you've never seen any of that before. But I'm curious, do you think borrow stuff, is that RTAs and say come back? What about drippers? Regulated mod? I think I'm seeing more regulated mods than borrow mods these days. I think borrow mods have taken a little bit of a dip. But I'm curious what you think and what you see what you see. I was just at my local shop. They've been selling low stock with discount until the first noisy cricket. I worked in vape shops when the noisy cricket came out, the V1 and the V2, and it was the first mod that we had in the vape shops that we would only sell if somebody could prove that they knew Ohm's law and how to use a make or anything like that. It was never really a stipulation. We would always kind of talk to people about it before we sold them gear. But when the noisy cricket came in, they had to prove, or they just didn't get to buy them. Vespas. Borrow is the future and the future is now. No, it's not. No, it's squonking is the future and the future is now. Squonking is coming. See, Archie's from Argyll in Scotland, and they know everything about vaping. Clucking Bell, I still have my Noisy Cricket 1 and 2. Right. Show you this. YG Creations. I just did a review for them for one of their tanks. I've forgotten what it was called. Was it the Ignis? Which actually made it to the rack. I'm keeping it, the Ignis. I really enjoy. But not only do YG make tanks, but they also make mods. And this is the new one that's coming to market very, very soon. And it's absolutely bloody gorgeous. So it's I don't know. I think are they all Juma? They might all be Juma. I'm not 100% sure if the first black one was Juma. I know these are Juma. Ask me how I know that, or I'll show you in a second. This is my favourite. This I shall be obtaining one of these. I think it's absolutely stunning. And the last one, come on, show the last one. There we go. So that's the new one that is coming from YG Creations. And the reason that I'm showing it to you is because it just came in today. Why did I do that in an Italian mock accent? I have no idea. Will that look any bit? Oh, my lighting's terrible. I'm so sorry. Doing these lives at night time is a bad idea. Take that off. Now, the 510 at the top here actually rotates a full 360. So you can line your tank up, logos and all that kind of stuff, wherever you want it. Just it's so smart. It's so smart. DNA 60C. Whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing. There's the base. 18650. This is peak. Is this peak? No, this is Juma. Sorry, this is Juma. This one. I know, Mr. Childs, I'm going to say this with the greatest of love. Go fuck yourself. I'm leave me alone about the lighting. It's night time. It's dark in here. Beautiful vape, lovely in the hand. There'll be a review for this obviously coming soon. A man asked and a man shall see. Was it the Mini Moose? The Mini Moose? No, it was the Mini Mus. Metal Madness Vapors. That's the one. I still take it. It wasn't a DNA. It was, I'm sure it was an SX. I'm sure it was a Yeehee board. Could be wrong. I can't remember now. Oh, that gap's getting a bit... it's so old. See the gap around the Juma is getting wider there as the years go by. When did I review this? Let me check. I can guarantee you now, I was a lot thinner and my hair was probably all the same colour. Oh my, Jesus Christ. This wasn't yesterday. I will skip me. 2016. 2016. Damn. God, the shed was so different. Look at the shed. What have I got there? Oh, there's an... I'm just looking up on the shelf there. I've still got that one. That billet box went the... Oh, that was a 0, was that? Oh, God, who made that squonker? Can't remember. Still got that mod, still got that mod. I've not got the Dia anymore. And I've still got the two, they've got mech tubes and the mod at the end. And what's that? Oh, it's the Liberator. For all you Blake 7 fans on the screen behind me. Right. Didn't you have an SVA mod that was a colour already? No, not that I can remember. The thing is, the funny thing is, and I've told this story before, I really hate Green Juma. It was sent on to me as to review as a kind of a joke, because Miriam with the hat, for those that remember her, she knew how much I hated Green Juma, so that's why I've kept it all these years, because it was sent on in that manner, so that's why I've kept it. Yes, Mr. Hughes, Blake 7. Excuse me. Do you use salt nicotine? Nic salts? No, I do not. I don't use Nic salts because I only vape 3 milligram or 6 milligram if I'm mouth to lung usually. Or used to be 6 milligram. I'm actually dropping in my mouth to lung as well. I'm down to 3 in that as well. I don't need to get that much nicotine into my system. I don't vape that way, and I've never been a fan of it. Never been a fan of Nic salts. I had an XVA XR in Juma. I had one in Juma. No. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there we go. Yeah. But green Juma, never a thing. Never a thing. Not a huge fan of green, and even in stab wood mods and things like that, never a fan of green. Why didn't you keep the poop mod? The poop mod. That's a long story. We'll not be discussing that. There was a mod that looked like a poop, and it really did look like a poop. What else was I going to do here? Right, give me 2 seconds till I go back and check something here. That's right. Reviews that I've done gear, and whether I've how I got on with it and whatnot since the last time I did an unboxing. The Versailles by Centenary Mods, RIP to Roberto, which that was so sad. It's so sad. Such a talented bloke, and a nice bloke to boot. He passed away, and it was such a shame. And that was his swan song, so to speak, was the Versailles RDA, which I kept, obviously, because how could you not? And plus, it's a really good RDA. Yeah, such a shame. That's right, Mo, I forgot that you won it. So kept that. Next review after that was the NF GTA. And I've forgotten what NF GTA stands for again. He told me, and it was so obvious, and I've forgotten. The NF GTA by Wicked, which I have kept. I stand by everything I said in the review in that one. I think the only thing you have to watch out for if you were ever going to recommend, or if you were ever going to get a hold of one, is do not forget that you have a juice flow control on it, and until you get the build bang on, just crack that juice flow open a tiny little bit, because it wicks fast. That's the only thing you have to watch out for. Thank you, Mo. Thank you very much. That's the thank you. The one after that was the Loomis mod by Black Rose Sugar, who, yes, I've kept that because I rate it. I think it's a very good mod as well. And considering how, if you remember, Black Rose, their Black Rose gear was pretty expensive, or it was not stupidly expensive, but it is expensive gear, and maybe not mass produced as such. Whereas this Loomis, the company name is Lotus, which is like a sub company of Black Rose. He kept the quality, 10 out of 10. The quality is excellent, and it looks very similar to a Black Rose mod. So there you go. The Asylum V3 by YG Creations. I've kept that. Once again, and I feel for the guys. The Asylum V1 RTA was stellar. Absolutely stellar. If you get a hold of one, I thoroughly recommend it. Don't worry if you break one of the O-rings. You only need one. But it's in the V2 and the V3, which the V2 was a bit overly complicated, and the V3 is they dumbed it right down in moving parts and all that, and bottom fill, and but it still vapes well, don't get me wrong. Umbrella mods, I'll get back to in a second, Mo. The Draco RBA. If you got any of these things, I'd appreciate if you let me know how you got on with it in chat. The Draco, which is not necessarily for me. I'm not a full-time DL vapor. I like having a play with DL, but it's not something I do all day, because my good lady would kill me if I was sitting here chucking clouds out all the time. But yeah, I had the whole Iron Giant thing going on with the two eyes. It was good. It was good flavour from it. And we had the Bonzo. The Bonzo? The Bonzo. It's so hot in here. The Bonza. by Sam and Thundercloud, which, credit where it's due, a solid mech, and I like the design on it. Thundercloud, I have to be honest, Thundercloud's finishing, machining and whatnot is just, it's very, very good. It's a good bit of kit. The Resist V2 by YG Creations, was that the Genesis? That was the Genesis. Stop sending me Genesis Atties. I don't want I don't want to do Genesis Atties anymore. It's just, it's terrible, because I feel that every time when you put a review out, you're putting it out there and people are either, one, they're watching it going, oh, is that how it works and whatnot? And then you get, in my head, everybody else is going, that's not how you do it. No, that's not how you do it. You've used too much mesh, or not enough cotton, or you're being judged. But when I do a Genesis build, I know that there's like people that have been doing Genesis builds for 15, 16 years that are just laughing at me. It's terrible. It's all in my head, I hope. Maybe not in my head. More updates on the new from Umbrella Mods. I've not heard. I have a prototype from Umbrella Mods here for something new that's coming from them. I've not heard anything else. I gave initial feedback on it, but I've not heard anything about production dates or anything like that. Oh, the Steamcrave DNA 250 with the pack. It had a pack on the, you could replace, didn't it? Was it the battery pack you could replace? Or was it a squonk pack you could replace? I remember something along those lines. 100 quid. Nah. Sod that. No, I wouldn't. Andy, yes, the V3, great for dialing in throat hit, and that is important to a lot of people, is throat hit. Bob, hello Bob, me old mucker. I have the feeling that you're keeping more things than before. Being entirely honest, how can I put this, with not being entirely focused as such on channel and what gear I've got, and I'm behind in a lot of things. I'm behind in clearing out tanks. I need to clear out tanks. There's a lot of tanks that I've kept here that I've not cleaned out, reboxed and put up in Patreon, that type of thing. I've not made, where is it? It's down there. Oh, it's somewhere. There. There's a big box. I have to make up juice. TG's Sweaty Socks. Or Sweaty Balls, was it? No, TG's Sweaty Socks. I've even forgotten the name. I've still to make that juice up for my patrons, which I've been meaning to do for ages. I got a box of stuff from Steam Island for charity. I've still to do that. I've got a mod here that David Childs sent on that I have to put up for charity. I'm so far behind and stuff, but I've just had life kind of getting in the way recently. So, yes, hopefully the winter I can get my shit back in gear and get on with it. Anyway, that's the excuses that I'm giving you. I'm good with excuses. Just ask my missus. Sweaty Paws, that was it. I'm just losing it, Pete. I'm losing it. Other things. Oh, One I really liked, the Sub Monkey Mask 60 Pop. Where are you? So that was the original Mask 60 Alu or aluminium version, which had a touch sensor on it, and it's one of my favourite side-by-sides. It's quite strange actually, because Sub Monkey's mods, this side-by-side, the Squonker are way up there in my favourites. But he did a cheaper version, a 3D print, the Pop, which is insanely well priced. Insanely well priced. Very, very comfortable in the hand, and obviously I can't talk about pricing. I'm not allowed to. But yeah, Sub Monkey. Find him on Facebook. The Ether Make Borrow by OB Robot. Everything in the review. I still have it here actually. I rebodied it. It's now purple. It's now purple. I got a new body for it to go with that, so it now matches with my this. So I've got a matchy setup. That be there. And I've got a new Squonker coming from OB Robot as well, which looks very, very smart. Very smart indeed. The Mech Vape Nitrous Pot. That thing, it's actually back in the box. I keep meaning to fire it onto one of my patrons. I'll do a giveaway for that in Patreon. So yes, cheap and cheerful, and it does everything you expect it to do. Listen, I'm a huge fan of la-di-da gear. I love la-di-da gear. I love... I'm not going to lie. I like posh shit. I really do. I always have done in this hobby. And I've been very, very lucky to see a lot of it. However, in saying that, 1, I am Scottish. 2, I'm from Fife. And we are notoriously tight. So I like a cheap mod that does what it says on the tin. Yes, very good. Good fun. Fun little mod with all the changeable panels. The Mood V2 by Telus Mod. It was a good bit of kit. It needed a little bit of tweaking in my opinion, and it could have been a great tank, but it's still a good tank. The I.RBA by Monarchy and Thundercloud is sitting here waiting to get washed, because I changed it out just the other day. Is strange. I actually think in some respects it's better than the iMob. I know it's for the dot mods, whereas the iMob was for the borrow mods, but I actually think the iDot is better, and it's so cheap compared to the iMob. It's a good bit of kit, and once again, Thundercloud have knocked it out of the park. I like the styling on it. It's not plastered in crowns. It's tastefully done. And that's almost about it. The only other one I did was I did a quick video for my Gemwood Wapari, which I do love. Look at the shine on that. So pretty. So pretty. The Ignis RDTA by GD Mods, which I just did a week ago. I stand by. I still think that's a bloody good RDTA. I do understand that there is a learning curve for it, but yeah, it's all covered in the review, and that's everything I've reviewed. Vaping grants like a sir. Is Goose Juice still a thing? Goose Juice, you will find Goose Juice in the UK. It is not the original Goose Juice. It is not Goose Juice as we knew it before. A company in Norway, I'm sure they're called VGPG. I think that's the name of the company if I remember right. They bought the recipes many moons ago, and that's, as far as I know, is the only place you can get the original Quackster's Juice Factory. No, Wapari never came out of retirement. That was my unicorn that I managed to get a hold of after many years of trying to hunt one down. I should say hunt one down for a reasonable price. Trotters 80 evening any news at ESG. I don't know. 2026 for me will be the year that the Greeks took a year off. The Greeks looked at 2026 and just went, do you know, feck it. We're not going to do anything this year. We don't need to make anything. Costas, VWM, he just took a year off. Greg, UMods, nothing from him. Nothing from Vasily. I don't know. I would love to see something new from ESG. I so would. Vasily was one of my favourite people on the planet, and his attention to detail and his passion for the business was always what amazed me. But I would hate to be a modder in this business now, because it's not what it was. With it, I don't want to do doom and gloom and all that kind of stuff. There's plenty of other people that will cover that for you, but factually, you do not set for modders. They do not sell the quantities they used to sell. The return isn't the same. It's all changed, which is depressing. Greg will come soon. Yes, it's still August. Greg always comes in August. There's a just can't believe those words came out my mouth. If you've seen Greg's photos during August, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Yes, Greg has a car shop. I'm aware of that. He's got a rental car shop. He's good guys. All good guys. Dead No Vapes. Still got a Wapari Mini that I got years ago. Good, still going strong. What's the chip in the WAP? The DNA 30. I think it is a 30. Can't actually remember now. Head's gone. Actually, no. That's I'm sure that's a Yeehee board in that one. It was a DNA one that I always wanted, a DNA carbon one, because the DNA one, the screen was on the bottom and it was a cleaner look, whereas the Yeehee one had the up and down button and the screen on the side. It's the Yeehee one I've got. I've probably got that the wrong way around. I can't remember right now. OG Hatman, Goose Juice. Goose Juice was like a caramel vanilla custard. It was a boy in America. The company was called Quackster's Juice Factory, and there was Goose Juice. There was it Blizzard? Was it Blizzard something? And I vaped Goose Juice for a long. I mean, that's why I still have a wee rubber duck here. Sorry to all the dogs out there that have just gone crazy. Because I used to get a stack of rubber ducks with every litre that you sent on. A DNA 75? No, it's not a DNA 75. Can't be. The mods. What? 12 years old? It's not a 75. Hang on, I'm going to check it. You've got me doubting myself now. No, it is. It's a Yeehee board. I got it right for once. My memory's just playing tricks on me these days. But right, listen. It be that time. So I'm going to ask you. Do you have any questions? Is there anything you want to discuss? Anything you want to know about that I may have done? Fire your questions out. And this is the wind down. This is the wind down. An hour and 7. Because I thought I was only going to be going for 20 minutes. Hang on. I'll need a mod for going back in the house. Have I got juice? I'm going to take this with me because it's very, very pretty. Oh, sorry, you meant yours is a DNA 75. My apologies. It was so strange with Wipari because for years he did these exquisite mods and then he ended on a 3D printed squonker. And to be fair, at the time it was an unusual squonker. Go away, beasties. This is always one of the dangers of sitting in a shed at night. Is once it starts getting dark, they see the lights and all the beasties just start coming in. Oh, Roy Morrison, we've been waiting on you. The vlog finished half an hour ago. We're all just sitting about waiting on you turning up. Because we've been talking about you for the past half hour. Not in a good way, I have to say. I've just figured out how Grim Green manages to do 4-hour vlogs. I hardly vape when I'm talking and doing these vlogs. I need to stop and vape more and stretch it out. Don't start me. Don't start. I've got to fill it up with juice. I will say. No, I won't say. I'll keep that for the review. I was going to say something. The Stubby V2. I don't know. It's. I don't know what the crack was with. And I'm not speaking ill of them or anything like that. I know Aaron and Brian kind of went quiet over August and whatnot. I don't know if it was planned for them to take a month out. I think they might have taken a month out. And I don't know, fingers crossed they'll be back in September and we'll see a Stubby too. Obviously Bogan's the best man to ask about that. He's the best man to ask. Grim is 4 persons at the same time, so he's not alone. The old timers have realised the golden age of boutique mods has come and gone. Even in the vintage sites, I never see even the hot glue mods get offered for sale. Yeah, I know. Where the hell did all the mods go? They can't all have broken. So where have all the old mods gone? Yeah, once again, I don't want to be the harbinger of doom and all that crap, but yes, I mean, the industry has changed so much. I mean, it's, as I've talked with you guys before, a lot of you before, I mean, I always remember the Hall of Vape in Germany. You know, remember that year they had 66 stalls. Was it 66? 66 stalls, each one with a modder on it. Independent modders putting out tanks and mods and all that. There was so many of them. I think there's a handful of them left. But I think, as we were discussing earlier on today and somewhere else, was that if you think about it, things like this, okay, I know the big example, but things like this out the box, pop your juice in, it vapes so well. Would you have gone to, I don't know if I would have gone to the hobby side if I'd been vaping with something like this back in 2012, because the flavour that I'm getting from this is superb. It is really, really good. So I understand why we might not be attracting the same people across to the hobbyist side, which makes me sad. But at the end of the day, the whole point of vaping is to get you off cigarettes. Yeah. Oh, Bogan was using a Stubby V2 in last vid. Oh, nice one. Shadow started watching you and Grim in 2012. I feel I owe you an apology for all that time that you've wasted. I'm really sorry. Not speaking for Nick or Grim here, of course. Speaking for myself. I apologise. I hope you're now fluent in Scottish. Gizzard juice and duck's breath. Thank you so much for reminding me. 9 years old, probably fine. Be fine. It only gets better with age. The darker it is, the better. The darker it is, it's better. Archie McGill. Archie, how about I swap you a Genesis for that mod? I'm right. No, I'm not. No, not another one. Not another one. Oh, Harkin, my technical advisor, is here. Oh, you've quit Boron Pods? Really? Oh. See, I think if I wasn't doing reviews, and I would probably go beasties. I would, being honest, I would probably a dope in a Delro sorted. That would be, that'd be my happy place. I'd be quite content with that. Quite content. But that's not happening just now. Oh, Mr. Hinchliffe is here. Paul, we were just talking about your red cola and saying how awesome it is, and how that is what I vape in mouth to lung now. Thank you very much, Mr. Paul Hinchliffe. It's a very good red cola. My Deloper, the man with the pink Delro and him and beasties and lot in the corner. Don't talk to me about beasties in the shed. I went into the bottom drawer down behind me here is where I keep my 3D nozzles and spare parts and things like that. And I had to do some maintenance work in my 3D printer there this morning. And I opened the drawer, and the biggest feckin' spider sitting on this Bamboo Labs box, just like doing that. So I gently shut the drawer and just went on my way. I thought, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. But we're getting into September. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. In the UK, certainly on the east coast of Scotland, spider time. That's when the spiders come out to play big time. Yeah, I don't spend once it gets dark, I don't tend to come out here because it's just a spider party, and I just leave them to it. I was being honest. Look, I'll do it again. Look, this is some red cola type of juice that Paul Hinchcliffe makes. I think it's very good, and it's what I vape in mouth to lung. It's nice. Yes, I have my turntable. Everything you see along the back there, all that, and that is all part of the same system. It's Bang & Olufsen. And I am listening to the Fontaines DC. Is it Fontaines DC? Yes, that is the album that's on the turntable just now. Do you have a Sigma Squonker you'd be willing to trade? No, I got rid of my Sigma Squonker. Not because there was anything wrong with the mod. There's nothing wrong with the mod. Yes, I just don't have it anymore. But the mod's pretty smart. Can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm going to do it because honesty is always the best course. The fact that you can change it from Squonker into just a normal regulated mod with the panel on it and whatnot, it's a very clever feature. I think, what was the only downside? I think the only downside on it was the battery cap in the top. Sometimes, if I remember right, I'm going from memory here, when you put your ATI on it, it could cover the battery cap a little bit and you had to take your tank off to change the battery. No big deal, but oh, Mobland Season 2. It looks brutal. It looks brutal from the trailer's insane. Helen Mirren and you old fella, they look like they're having a blast in it. They really do. But right, guys, I'm going to go because it is just roasting in here, and I'm past it now. I'm past it. I'm a chubby chap, and we don't handle heat so well, don't you know? Next review will be the Temple. After that, it might be the Monarchy, the old school. What's the date? Yeah. And is there any, yeah, we'll see how it goes. There's stuff happening in the background. Reviews are still going on. So feel free to watch a review every once in a while. And don't forget, I can't remember what it is YouTubers say at this point, but I can't be arsed saying it. But thank you for watching whatever reviews you do. Much appreciated. And thank you for taking your time out of your night to be here and to listen to me whittering on and making stuff up as I go along. Yes, Helen Mirren is a treasure, it must be said. But, oh my God. Okay, everything I said about the Sigma, forget that. Mo has just given me an update. The magnets and doors are shit. The corners keep breaking on the doors and the magnets keep falling out even with glue. Oh well. Right. Thanks again, guys. Catch you very, very soon. Bye for now.